What's up, hostages? It's the Justice League. The Justice League, the premier team in DC Comics. Like back in the day, DC was like, people like it when we team up Batman and Superman. Let's team them all up. The best-selling, most popular characters, shove them in one book. That's what they did for the second time. Because that was the impetus for the Justice Society in 1940. Like, hey, let's take all our big characters, put them in one book. And then as superheroes and stuff fell out of popularity in the 50s, they kind of fell by the wayside. But then in the late 50s, early 60s, when superheroes came back into popularity, Gardner Fox, who did the Justice Society back in the 40s, was like, hey, let's do it again, but this time in the 60s. Justice League of America. It first happened in The Brave and the Bold number 28. When we first see the Justice League, they are already a team, and they band together to fight Starro the Conqueror, though Superman and Batman are unable to attend. But this video is going to be about the first 10 members, who they are, when and why they joined the Justice League. And we already know the Starro story. Everybody knows the Starro story. If you don't know the Starro story, let me know in the comments. I can go into detail in it below. But for now, they fought Starro. But like I said, they were already assembled. How did they get assembled? Bumped my microphone. Once they got their own book, Justice League of America, in issue number 9, somebody asked what their origin story was, and they explained it, so I will retell that story instead of the Starro story we all know. It's about Appalachians. They're aliens from Appalax. So there's a planet, as I mentioned, called Appalax, and their ruler has died. And in keeping with their customs, for a new ruler to be chosen, they must defeat all others who lay claim to the throne in combat. 7 such combatants apply. So as not to ruin Appalax, their battle is to be waged on Earth. And thusly, each combatant will be sent to Earth in a meteorite, and then they will transform people of Earth into their form to aid them in the coming war. So the first dude was a giant rock man, and he ended up getting defeated by the Martian Manhunter. So the Martian Manhunter goes to the next nearest meteorite to defeat that guy, and gets turned into a tree by a woodman Appalachian. Next up, a particularly fast Dorado warns Aquaman that all the fish are being turned into glass. So Aquaman races off to do battle with the Appalachian Glassman, and once defeating him, heads off to the nearest meteorite, where he is also turned into a tree man. On Themyscira, Wonder Woman fights a slime monster Appalachian and then goes off and gets turned into a tree. Green Lantern fights a yellow Big Bird man and then goes off and gets turned into a tree. And finally, the Flash fights an Appalachian fireman, not a firefighter, but a man made of fire. And then, you know what? That's right, he gets turned into a tree.
Everybody's a tree.
So then the Tree Man Appalachian began marching towards battle, and he was followed unwillingly by the superheroes. But they all combined their powers together. Aquaman summoned his strength to rub up against the Green Lantern's ring to expose it. The Lantern then used his ring to clear the wood off of Martian Manhunter's face. Manhunter, in turn, blew a mighty wind to knock the Flash into Wonder Woman, and then she fell into Green Lantern's beam, freeing half of herself, and she was able to grab her lasso and defeat the wannabe Ent. The Flash's speed didn't really come into play. He didn't do anything. We were this close to having a Domino as a first member of the Justice League. Anyway, those 5 heroes join forces and head to the last meteor in Greenland, where Superman and Batman have already been engaging a Diamond Appalachian. So Superman and Batman, as I mentioned earlier, had already been teaming up a lot by this point, and they're like, yeah, we're doing this as a team. And just, I don't understand, like, it's me not being able to wrap my head around comics at the time, because Marvel, Stan Lee was very much like, it's a shared universe, cross Thor over with Spider-Man, cross them all over. They all met all the time, like over in DC, which was around the same time in the early 60s. I have a hard time understanding why heroes weren't crossing over all the time. Like Superman and Batman did it, and not even in their own issues a lot. It was kind of, they had their own story for that. But there was something that predated the Justice League in Adventure Comics, where Aquaman and Green Lantern kind of crossed over. As Aquaman fought some Green Lantern people on the land, and Green Lantern and Speedy went undersea to fight some Aquaman foes, and that's a neat story that predates the Justice League, and I might talk about that one a little further in the future. Not in this video, maybe another day. But other than that, like, the Justice League coming together was the first time we started to see all these heroes together, and I just think that's weird. Like, even in their own books, it wasn't like Batman wasn't like, oh, I'll call the Justice League, or Wonder Woman was like, hey, Green Lantern could help me out. Like, just a lot of crossover didn't happen, and I don't know. I didn't grow up reading comics in the 60s because I was not even remotely alive, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around. Let's continue this video. The 7 heroes joined forces and that day decided to become the Justice League of America. If you are familiar with my other first 10 videos, like Avengers, X-Men, Thunderbolts, you know I kind of dive more in and talk about the characters, but like, this is the Justice League. These are the big seven. Like, when you think of 7 members of the Justice League, you're already thinking of the original 7. And I mean, it's Batman, it's Superman. You know who they are. I am going to talk about them, not in as much detail as you might be used to. Deal with it. Superman came from another planet. Batman had his parents shot. Like, we know who these guys are. I'm still going to talk about them. Sit tight, sit tight. Okay, fine. Here's a quick rundown. Martian Manhunter first appeared in Detective Comics number 255 in 1955. He's a Martian from Mars with all kinds of powers. Telepathy, flight, shape-shifting. He takes the human form of John Jones and works as a detective. The Flash, Barry Allen, first appeared in Showcase number 4 in 1956. He is, of course, a reimagining of the Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick, who sped into existence in Flash Comics number 1 in 1940. Between Jay Garrick and Barry Allen, there's only 16 years between their 2 debuts. Like, you think about it as if it was like a whole generation or 30 years at least, but it was just, no, 16 years. Anyway, he's a Flash. He can run really fast. He's a speedster. The Green Lantern is Hal Jordan, also a reimagining of a Golden Age character who is also from 1940. But this Green Lantern was a space cop with a power ring, and he willed his way into the world in Showcase number 22 in 1959. So the next 4 get a little murky. It's multiple Earth nonsense. So Aquaman first appeared in More Fun Comics number 73 in 1941. But since he's from 1941, around the same time as Jay Garrick and Alan Scott, the other Flash and Green Lantern, then that means that this Aquaman is from Earth 2. But since the Justice League takes place on Earth 1, that means that the original Aquaman from 1941 can't be the Aquaman on the Justice League. So then the Earth 1 Aquaman first appeared in Adventure Comics number 260. So that was his first appearance. But that is a retroactive conclusion based off speculation and fan base. Nobody's really confirmed it, because at the time of the Justice League, it wasn't really said that there were 2 Earths. That wasn't established yet. Like, there really wasn't anything to definitively split the 2 Aquaman. Just further on into the Justice League run, different Earths had been established. People had to go back and decide where Earth 1 and Earth 2 split for some of these characters. So then the same holds true for Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Action Comics number 1, Detective Comics number 27, and All-Star Comics number 8 respectively for their Earth 2, but More Fun 101, Superman 76, and Wonder Woman 98 for their Earth 1. But Superman being in More Fun number 101 was actually Superboy, but it was later decided that Superboy's adventures did take place on Earth 1. It's just... This is why I don't like talking about DC so much when I go back to these things, because DC continuity is just so muddy. Like, all of these things were just kind of established. I don't believe DC in their encyclopedias and stuff ever said, like, oh yeah, no, this is where they appeared. Like, it's just... So, it's speculation and fan distinction where Earth 1 and Earth 2. But even still, after Batman debuted in a Superman comic for the Earth 2, but he didn't debut, somebody decided that was when Earth 1 Batman started, and it was in a Superman cartoon. But then afterwards, there were other appearances that Batman made chronologically after that they still established were Earth 2 Batman. DC hurts my head. Speaking of DC hurting my head, like, even this Appalachian adventure that was their first time they all got together would be retconned, because in the Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, then Wonder Woman was introduced new, and that was the first time anyone was meeting Wonder Woman, but they still said the Justice League got together, so they retold the story, but Black Canary was there instead of Wonder Woman, and Black Canary's not even going to join in the first 10 in this video. She'll be in another video. But then also they were like, Superman was there, but he didn't join the Justice League. He just, agreed to help him out because he couldn't have joined the Justice League till later because retroactive continuity and different Earths, and like, I'm becoming agitated. Okay. I'm just sitting here making a video. I'm Haussmann Comics. I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm easy-going. I'm having a good time telling you guys about the members of the Justice League in the chronological order that they joined, as if you were reading these comics in the 60s. Okay. Green Arrow joined next. No, actually. When they all fought Starro in their first appearance, there was this teenage boy with them named Snapper Carr. And he's a little twat who just snaps his fingers. He's a fucking goober. was like Rick Jones. I think he predates Rick Jones, but he was just this teenage sidekick, Snapper Carr. And he's just a little twat, and he's annoying as fuck, and he's like, I'm groovy. Oh, heck yeah, daddy-o. Snapper Carr was made an honorary member of the Justice League, and he stuck around and just, that's rad. Hip, slang, daddy-o, cat. Snapper Carr. Green Arrow. Oliver Queen. Really good with a bow and arrow. Got trapped on a desert island and learned how to use it, although I don't know if that is his Golden Age origin or not. But he first appeared in More Fun Comics number 73 in 1941. 1941 makes that Earth 2. And on Earth 2 he joined the Seven Soldiers of Victory, but I don't believe he joined the JSA. So Adventure Comics number 246 was Green Arrow's unofficial Earth 1 first appearance. It's a gray, foggy area, and I'm getting worked up, and I don't need to. In the Justice League of America number 4, the Justice League is holding a meeting to discuss prospective new members. Adam Strange and Hawkman are suggested, but after an hour of friendly argument, they seem to agree that Green Arrow is the best choice. He, of course, has been captured by aliens, and when he is rescued, the rest of the League is then captured. And they're put in a giant star diamond that only Green Arrow is able to break with his archery. After the adventure, the Green Arrow is unanimously voted in as the 8th member of the JLA. And Snapper Carr snaps! Just 10 issues later, the members of the Justice League hold a secret ballot where they unanimously vote in the Atom. But only not one of them knows who the Atom is? Like, they don't remember the Atom. They're like, we voted for the Atom. Who's the Atom? Snapper Carr is like, who's the Atom, daddy-o? But I know who he is. He's Ray Palmer, created by Julius Schwartz, Gardner Fox, and Gil Kane in Showcase number 34. He is actually another updated version of a Golden Age character also named the Atom. This version was basically Rick Moranis in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids trying to shrink stuff but having it blow up, until some kids were trapped in a cave and Ray had to shrink himself to save them. From there he gets a costume and begins fighting crime. It is worth noting that he can shrink down to little and revert back to normal size, but it's just when he's with the Justice League he never grows back to normal size, he stays little, and they even give him a little floating chair. As for everyone forgetting who he was, a villain named Mr. Memory wanted to erase people's memories of the JLA, so he tested his device on the Atom, like right when the JLA were voting, I guess. Anyway, in the end, the Atom saves the Justice League from bowling-induced hijinks and becomes their new member. Now, the next member to join the Justice League is Hawkman, and you're probably asking yourself, Haas, if you're getting so worked up talking about complicated DC continuity, why the hell are you even mentioning the words Hawkman? Because I'm chill and relaxed. And just taking this as a reader from the 60s, Hawkman is not convoluted yet. First appearing in Brave and the Bold, number 36 by Gardner Fox and Joe Kubert, alongside his wife, Hawkwoman, Hawkman is just a simple prince of a planet Thanagar named Kaitar Hall, whom wound up on Earth fighting crime while holding a secret identity as a museum curator named Carter Hall. Like many other folks featured in today's video, this Earth 1 version was a reimagining of a Golden Age hero of the same name. The original Hawkman first appeared in 1940's Flash Comics number 1, also by Gardner Fox, and he was also a museum curator, also named Carter Hall. But that one was a reincarnation of an Egyptian prince. Anyway, he's Hawkman, he's really strong and he can fly. Back to Justice League of America number 31. The seemingly annual Justice League admission vote this time chooses Hawkman to be their new member. The Atom does explain to Hawkwoman that their bylaws only allow them one new member at a time, and that's the only reason she wasn't asked. Though she would not become an official member of the Justice League until number 146, 115 issues later. Of course, I will be getting to that when I get to the next 10 members of the Justice League. If you don't want to miss that video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell notification thing, and you can get notified the second these videos go live. And if the second they go live isn't soon enough for you, you can consider becoming a channel member for just $1 a month, 99 Canadian, I think, cents. So that allows you to see the videos even earlier. Sometimes it's like a day early, sometimes it's actually a week or two early. That's just something worth considering. If you want to help support my channel, that'd be awesome. If not, watching and liking these videos is a-okay with me. Or you can share them around social media. I don't understand how this works. I like talking about comics. I like talking to you guys about it. So, oh, if you like talking about comics, feel free to join the Discord. There's a link below. It's actually wicked awesome, but we could use a few more members. Not that I don't like the guys we got in there, because they are great, and part of me really just wants it to stay small and chat with those guys, but a bigger community could be better for all of us. Also, I guess that was the first 10 members. Hawkman was number 10, so that is the first 10 members of the Justice League of America, but don't go away because I'm not done yet. I am Haas, and I give you extra. I'm going to talk about one more guy. Of the 10 people I just talked about, they were all just reinterpretations or carryovers of the Golden Age. There's not one original person amongst them besides Martian Manhunter, so I'm going to go above and beyond and talk about this next guy, although also he didn't technically join, so he's not a member, so I can put him here as an asterisk. Anyway, it's Metamorpho, Rex Mason, also coincidentally featuring in the new Superman movie. Have you seen it yet? I should have seen it by the time this goes live. I hope it was awesome. In Brave and the Bold number 57, Bob Haney and Ramona Fradon present us with Rex Mason, a handsome adventurer who is hired by industrialist Simon Stagg to steal shit. He's also dating his daughter Sapphire Stagg. On one adventure, while after the Orb of Ra, Rex gets double-crossed by Stagg and left for dead alongside a radioactive meteor. But it actually transforms his body and gives him wonderful powers of chemical manipulation. He can turn his body into anything he wants, solid, liquid, gas, combining stuff. Whoosh, Metamorpho. The Element Man. He does use his powers for good, but he's also constantly searching for a way to return to normal because he doesn't think Sapphire wants to be with a freak, even though she is completely cool with it. So in JLA number 42, the JLA are again kicking about suggestions for new members. I should also point out that every time they talk about new members, somebody mentions Adam Strange, and every time Adam Strange gets shafted. Which I didn't read Adam Strange in this period, so I'm not as familiar with him, but I think more he's a space adventurer. Isn't he teleported between Earth and Thanagar or something? Or Ran? But he's a space adventurer. I think of him as a Flash Thompson, not a down-on-earth fighting crime guy, so it seems weird that the Justice League would even consider him. Anyway, they choose Metamorpho and he goes on an adventure with them, but because he is actively trying to get rid of his powers, he feels that he cannot join the League, but he does agree to become a standby member. So if they find themselves in need of Metamorpho's unique power set, they can give him a call and he'll be right there. They almost never do, though. Anyway, folks, I have been Haussmann Comics. If this was your first time here, please thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. Thank you for enjoying this video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, I imagine you shut it off a long time ago, but thanks for clicking on it anyway. I have been Haussmann Comics. I still just don't know how to end a video. Stay Hossy! Did you pick up on my hostility for Snapper Carr? Anyway, stay Hossy. Now that's recording. That's a burp. Next up, a particularly fast Dorado warns Aquaman. Let's continue on, shall we? Green Lantern. Nope, Green Arrow. Green Arrow. He's just their teenage sidekick. And he was like, that's groovy. Way to go, Daddy-O. He snaps his fingers. He's Snapper Carr. And you're probably asking yourself, Hawkman. But it actually transforms his body and gives him wonderful powers